And this is the Sportscast, Wednesday, August 5th, 2020. If you haven't yet, please subscribe on all our channels, Periscope, iTunes, and YouTube. And if you're in iTunes, please leave a rating and a review. It will help us out tremendously. And of course, visit us on thesportscast.net, thesportscast.net for the latest and greatest when it comes to sports. This episode is brought to you by Insta Bible app. You can get the app on the iOS App Store. This episode, we're previewing the Europa League. Yes, there's a thing called the Europa League. And actually recapping matches from the Europa League today. And, of course, previewing the Champions League, the biggest league in Europe, which restarts this Friday. And joining us all the way from Miami, Fernando, Ulloa, and Jaime Fernandez. Welcome to the Sportscast.
Thank you, Santiago. Very excited about the Europa League. You know, a lot of soccer going on this week. And seeing what's up and who is going to be at the end champion of this nice game.
Jaime, welcome to the Sportscast. How are you? And what shirt are you wearing today?
Thank you, Santiago. Of course, I'm honored Casillas because he retired yesterday after, he said 30 years, but professionally probably close to 20 or something like that. And yeah, it's been for me the best goalkeeper in the history.
Now, can you tell us? Okay, so like he retired officially this year because I believe last year he had a heart issue, right, or something.
Yeah, that is correct.
Yeah, he had a heart problem last May, and thanks that he was training at the same time, he was able to be, let's say, alive today in that moment, because obviously if that catch you like running by yourself or in your house, maybe you will not have doctors that help you to.
That could have been a little bit harder than what it actually was. But he retired, and now we're here remembering his history.
Yeah, his history, and of course wearing that shirt. Of course, Fernando and Jaime are both Real Madrid fans. Jaime grew up in Madrid. Fernando, how did you become a Real Madrid fan?
Globalization, watching soccer since I was little, and I happened to follow that team. You know, it's world known, so I went for Real Madrid rather than the other team, and been following ever since.
Something to definitely look at. Of course, Madrid has a big matchup this weekend, but we'll talk about that. Let's go right into the Europa League. First match, FC Copenhagen versus Istanbul. Copenhagen beat them 3-0. The aggregate is 3-1. Guys, what are your thoughts about this Copenhagen team? Do you think that they have a chance to go deep?
I actually believe that despite their 3-0 win versus Istanbul Başakşehir, I think they're way stronger teams, and it's going to be hard to see them go through to the end of the competition. That's my opinion, though. And I mean, again, it's 90 minutes that every team is going to give their best, but I highly doubt they're going to make it that far.
Jaime?
Yeah, I mean, Copenhagen, they're always there, you know, like either Europa League or Champions League. But it's very tough for teams like that to make it through, just because the players they have, they are not first-class players. And when it comes to these moments, you need definitely good stars to go through the next round.
Yeah, not just that. Plus, also they're playing Man United next. So Man United's coming from a great streak of games. They're playing really good. Bruno Fernandez and Paul Pogba also went back into the game. So I do believe Man U is going to be the favorite in the next fixture. And that's going to make it really hard for Copenhagen because Man United, they're playing really good.
We'll get to Man United soon. Shakhtar Donetsk beat Wolfsburg 3-0. Aggregate is 5-1. Two
see
goals
that?
by Junior Moraes.
That's the difference I was telling you. For example, Spartak, in this case, they have money. You know, they've been like top in Ukraine for so many years. And obviously now, with all these Brazilian players, they had chances. I remember like maybe 10 years ago, something like that. They made it to the final of the Europa League or the UEFA Cup in that time. And they always have those type of players that maybe they come from Brazil, but they are not good enough to make it to Madrid, Barcelona, or Premier League, but they are good. So they show up today, and it was, they were tying, but if you see, I saw some of the goals, and they scored 3 goals in like less than 5 minutes, and the 3 were Brazilians. So yeah.
Fernando, what are your thoughts about Shakhtar? Are they a team that could go all the way?
Again, I think there are better teams in the tournament, but you can't deny what they're doing. They're playing good. I mean, it is all true. They have some good players, some from Brazil. Junior Moraes scored 2 goals. You can see the match ended towards the end of the match when the 5 goals were scored. So it was a good game for Shakhtar. But again, I think you need a little bit more to go through. What was interesting here is you got 2 red cards, 1 for each team, and it was not enough for Wolfsburg. And Shakhtar goes next.
What's up with this Wolfsburg team, Jaime? I mean, a few years ago, Wolfsburg was good, but is it because Shakhtar has all the money or something? Or
Well, yeah, I mean, like they are kind of like a team that is. I think the president has a lot of money, and they've been keep buying players that are top players, but at the end of the day, either they are not top, or it could be also that maybe they don't want to suffer all the pressure that has playing in the best leagues. So they feel, oh, if I'm going to that league, and this we see it all the time, players that go to China or players that go to Qatar, because they know in those leagues they could be the stars.
exactly. And Wolfsburg, there's a Spanish player named Ignacio Camacho. What do you know about him?
Camacho, he used to play for several teams in Spain, Atletico, one of them. But his best days, I think he was in Malaga. And yeah.
And his best days are behind him.
You surprised me. I didn't even know he was there.
He was there. Fernando, Inter beat Getafe 2-0, a goal from Lukaku and Christian Eriksen, 2 very familiar stars. What are your thoughts about this matchup and Inter Milan?
So this was a fun match to watch, specifically because Getafe were playing way better and they were getting into the goal. However, they couldn't score that goal that was going to help them out. I believe in the first half they missed like 3 chances, plus they missed a penalty, and it was very poorly taken, not even to the goal. And at the end of the day, you got to score the goals. They weren't able to, and Inter de Milan with someone like Romelu Lukaku, a great goal. He's big, he knows how to hold the ball, and he knows how to shoot. So he scored a very beautiful goal. And then you got Christian Eriksen, again, another great player. So Inter had some luck, and they scored the goals. So
Jaime, Getafe was the last Spanish team alive. What happened?
No, it was not the last time. It was not the last. It's Sevilla plays tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
One other one. Sorry.
We have always Sevilla. Sevilla are their favorite competition. But no, Getafe, as Fernando was saying, they had their chances today. I was lucky, to watch some part of the game, and they got their chances, but both keepers they did really good. And Lukaku, oh my God, he scored. You need to watch that goal. That goal, it was.
He's still good, right?
How he used his body to protect from the defense, and then he crossed it to the other post. He's brilliant. Lukaku for me is one of the top strikers in the world. And Getafe had in the second half some chances and also a penalty. But when you don't score, that happens. They score you another one, and 2-0, nothing to do. But I feel that anyways, I mean, Inter, if you see, they were having a good start team, but also in the bench, they have Alexis Sanchez and they have Eriksen. We're talking about 2 players that used to be Premier League players, like top Premier League players. So that shows you that Inter is prepared for this tournament, and they were prepared for the Serie A. They almost made the Serie A title also, because they were only 1 point apart. So that shows that Inter definitely had a strong team to make. For me, it's one of the favorites to make it to the final.
Fernando, you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. Inter's one of the strongest teams there, and as he was just saying, you got like a great team on the field, and you got a great team on the bench. Maybe Alexis was not playing because of the formation the coach is using, but you got Lautaro and Lukaku up front, so that's a lot of firepower, and Inter can definitely make it far.
Well, there you go. The favorites from Italy. Of course, we got Roma, but we'll talk about them later. Man United versus Lask. Goals by Jesse Lingard and Anthony Martial. Juan Mata assisted both. Let's go with Jaime. What do you think about this Man United?
Well, I mean, it was an easy game, honestly. And we all knew Man United was going to go through. But again, that also shows you that Mata, I mean, he's no longer playing that many minutes that he used to play. Yeah. But when you put a player with that skills, he gives you 2 assists in an easy game. And that's another factor why Man U is probably going to be in the final also, because he had enough. Like, he probably have like 15, 16, I would say close to 20 players that make a difference. So let's see. I mean, for sure they're going to go through against Copenhagen, but let's see in the semis who they play against.
We'll see. Fernando, what about this Man United team? Are they a force to be reckoned with?
Man United is great again, as I was telling you before. They have many players, and they have Solskjaer has managed to bring back some players that maybe were seemed like a little bit of sleep at the beginning of the season. Again, they won 5-0 their first game, and so it was an easy game for them today. Rested. I was even joking earlier how that's why Mata played today, because it was an easy game, nothing to lose, and still he made a great performance despite not having played so much. But again, you got great strikers like Marshall, you got Rashford, you got Bruno Fernandez in the middle, which is making great links with everybody on the pitch. And then you got Fred, you got Pogba, you got a nice, solid defense. And they're probably another of the favorites for me. I put them in the top 3. I'd say Man United is right there with Inter.
Yeah, it's definitely a whole lot of question marks. Man United has been doing well these past couple of weeks. They went up and down throughout the season. I'm gonna stick with Jaime. Do you see Juan Mata returning to Spain and maybe play for Real Madrid?
Never.
Why not?
Juan Mata, he has probably 1 more year.
Wow.
And after
he's 32,
that,
by the way.
Yeah, but you can see like he's not in the 11 star team. I feel after this year, he's going to be 1 more year in United. I feel after that, he's probably either go to Qatar or go to US or, some second leagues that is going to pay him money.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe the
but
MLS.
At the same time, I feel he's not a guy that goes behind the money. Actually, he created a couple of years ago, he created a foundation that allows some players to donate a percentage. I think it's a 1% of his salary for a good cause, and that shows you that he's not going after the money. So Let's see. Who knows? I mean, I know he's originally from Oviedo, from Asturias. So he probably, who knows? He probably want to end up his career in his hometown, in his team, which he's in the 2nd division. That maybe if they make it to the 1st division, that will be, a good year to retire. But who knows? You never know.
Real Oviedo, that's where he grew up. That's where he started. Then he went to Real Madrid, and then I guess he went to Man United right afterwards. Fern, Ole Solskjaer, do you think he's the man at Man United?
I think he's done a great job at the last part of the season. He's been steady. He has an idea of what he wants to play. But I'm not sure if we can call him the man right now. Of course, he's a big part of it. He's making dead decisions off the pitch. But I think he still needs to prove himself. There maybe
I
be too
agree.
soon to call him the man.
I totally agree. I think he has room to improve, and I think Man United is going to give him another good grace year. But they made it like the top four, which I think is what he needed. I think if he would have felt out the top four, his job might have been like on the line, maybe a little bit. But we'll see what happens. The Champions League restarts this Friday. Pretty excited about that. Let's go for the first match: Juventus versus Lyon. Jaime, what do you think is going to happen?
I think Juventus, they are going to suffer more than what they think. First of all, because the result. And second of all, is because, French teams are tough, are physically very strong. They never stop running. So that game is definitely a game that is going to be, I would predict that it's going to be a game where either Dybala and Ronaldo solve that game or Juventus is going to be out. I mean, I know it's very easy to say, yeah, Dybala and Cristiano, but I mean, if we attend to the last 3-4 games of Juventus, Dybala and Ronaldo, they have not been playing their best. So if they don't play their best game, they're going to be out.
And they're playing at the Alliance Stadium. Is it because Italy's not open right now, or?
Well, they're actually, but they're Juventus is home for this game.
Juventus.
Oh, okay. So, Fern, let's continue with you. Can Lyon upset Juventus? A Juventus that's loaded.
I believe. If they're really focused and work hard, they can definitely do it. They're not that far away from making a game against Juventus. But again, you have Juventus, whom their last matches where they were losing or tied, they managed to turn them over. Last year, if you remember, Juventus managed to turn around the Atletico de Madrid defeat. They lost 0-2 in the first leg, and then Cristiano Ronaldo made some great goals, 3-0, and managed to advance. So that's one big factor that we've mentioned before. You got Cristiano Ronaldo, Mr. Champions League. If he's on his right day, then he's definitely going to make some damage. And like Jaime was saying, you got also Paulo Dybala, which has got a great season, and Sarri made them work both together finally and connect, which is really good for Juventus. But I think one of the most important parts is going to be their defense. They're going to be really solid and try to not make that many mistakes, as we've seen in a couple of games.
Give us a score for that.
I believe Juventus is going to win 2-0.
Jaime.
I feel Juventus is going to win, but I feel it's going to be either 1-0 or 2-1.
Okay, 2-1. Okay, it's pretty much almost similar. Okay, the biggest match for you guys this weekend.
But I feel with that, if I'm not mistaken, so I'm sorry.
No,
I
go
feel
ahead.
with a 2-1, they are out.
Oh, okay. So what's the score? Is it 3-1 or
Well, the score was 1-0, right? In the first leg.
Let me double check.
That was the score.
Was it
0-1 for Lyon?
That's my point. They won 1-0 in France, and now they playing in Italy, right?
Yeah, so if they score one goal, they put Juventus in trouble because of the away goal.
Aggregate is 0-1 Lyon.
Yep.
That's my point. With a 2-1, Juventus they're out. So it's a tough game. It's a tough game for Juventus. And as Fernando say, either they win 2-0 or they are out.
So your score is 2-0. That's probably the realistic goal.
Yep.
Interesting. And it's funny because they have Douglas Costa. He's like that secret weapon, but maybe I'm over-exaggerating it. But that's just my opinion.
They have a very deep roster. I mean, they have plenty of weapons to use, but let's see what Sarri comes up with for that game. It's going to be interesting.
And they got the oldest goalkeeper there, Buffon. Okay.
Yeah.
Biggest match of the weekend for you guys, of course, is Man City versus Real Madrid. Let's start with Jaime. What are your thoughts about this matchup?
Is the match of the year, honestly,
You think so?
For Real supporters. Yeah.
Aggregate is actually 2-1. Man City's up 2-1 aggregate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we've been waiting for this game like 5 months, literally. we won a league, and now we obviously are in the right track to beat them, because with a title in your back is better than with no title. I don't know. I'm still thinking like what Zidane is gonna do, is because in this type of games that Zidane need to play like all in, he's been playing with 5 midfielders. So I think he's going to continue doing that just because he won the possession of the ball. But you're playing against Mr. Possession, which is Guardiola. So I think it's going to be definitely a really, really tough game for Real. They definitely need, in my opinion, if I was the coach, I would put Asensio, because he's fast. He has a good shoot from outside. And a game like this, you need to shoot. You need to shoot a lot of times because you need to score. I mean, Real Madrid need to make 2 goals. And if you play a possession, or you play like, oh, let's score one and maybe the other one in the second half, it's too risky. For me, Real Madrid need to go from minute number 1. They need to go through the net. And I would put Asensio, but let's see what Fernando says.
Fernando, Asensio or not?
I mean, he's definitely one of the best when it comes to refreshing the team in the second time. I don't know if Zidane believes he's fit to start the game, or if he has other preferences, because he's been playing Rodrigo on the right side and Vini on the left side. So it's going to be hard. And it also depends on what formation he's going to use. If he's going to bring up Isco, Kroos, Casemiro, Modric, and have Benzema up with another one of the forwards. But yeah, Asensio is great. My only issue with this game and what Madrid has been presenting the second part of the season is that despite their being solid, really solid on the defense and holding the ball, they're lacking like scoring many goals. And right now, Madrid needs to score goals. To pass to the next round, they need to score 2 goals and get none against them, or score 3 goals or more, regardless if they get 1 or 2. But they need to score goals. And if you can see the last results, they've been winning 1-0, 2-0. So it's going to be a tough game. And also, you're not playing like any team. You're playing Man City. You have Pep Guardiola, which is a great strategist. So it's definitely going to be a hard match. And to be honest with you, today, I believe Madrid might win 1-0, but they're going to come short. I think Man City will go through. And that's what I think today. I hope they prove me wrong really bad. I hope they
get another day to change your mind. Jaime, what is your ideal lineup for this match?
Well, that's the thing. I heard today that Hazard still had fear in his ankle, so I don't know if he's gonna play. If Hazard doesn't play, maybe it's Asensio in one wing, Vinicius in the other one, or Asensio and Rodrigo. Let's see. I mean, he definitely wants to play with those fast wings. And again, I agree with Fernando. I mean, I feel Real Madrid can win this game. But if you think about it, winning 0-1 is not enough. What I really feel is like we're talking about 2 teams that they are definitely going to score. I feel they are going to score for sure. So we might see a beautiful game, like a 2-3 or 3-2, and let's just enjoy. I mean, if Real Madrid doesn't make it this year, there will be more years, but I want to really see a beautiful game, and I really want to enjoy a game.
Fern, what is your lineup ideal for Real Madrid?
I think it's going to be Courtois on the goal. You're going to have Carvajal, Varane, Ramos, and Mendy. You're going to have in the middle Kroos, Modric, and Casemiro. And then you're going to have Benzema, which is Zidane's favorite up there. And then it can be Rodrigo Vinicius or Asensio Vinicius. I mean, if he plays wide and attacking, because that's one thing. He's got to go get that game since the first minute, like Jaime said.
That's another thing that we Ramos is not gonna play.
Yeah.
Why not?
Because he was booked with another yellow.
Double, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, double yellow. So Ramos is not playing, which I mean, I
Could
think
that be a factor?
Militao is good. Militao with Varane. I feel Mendy is gonna play in the left with Carvajal in the right, and then obviously he loves and the way that Modric finished. There's gonna be definitely a Modric Casemiro cross, and on top Benzema for sure, and then we will see.
Yeah, and definitely Ramos being out is going to be an issue for Madrid. You saw at the end of the season, Zidane tried Militao, and he also tried Nacho Fernandez at the bottom because he's definitely going to need someone there. But you're not just losing a great defense, a captain, and a motivator for the team. You're also losing a guy that can score you a goal in the last minute, a guy that had scored 11 goals this season, and that's always present in the Champions League. So it's a big loss for Madrid for sure.
For sure.
Big factor. Ramos is out. That's news to me, so that could change a little bit. Jaime, give me a score.
I'm gonna go with my heart.
That could be good, right?
So I'm gonna say we're gonna do 1-2, and then in extra time or in penalties, we're gonna beat them.
Okay. Fern?
Yeah, no. Right now, I think Man City is going through. Maybe Madrid can win the game, but I believe it's going to be like a 1-0 or even a 2-1. That's going to be very tight, or 2-2, because City is definitely going to score, in my opinion. It's a hard game. I really hope they prove me wrong. But one thing is for sure: if Madrid makes it through, they're probably going to be the champions again.
I want to hear Santiago. Santiago was just
I think Madrid has a lot of momentum on their side right now, man. I saw them play like their last game. They look good. Zidane is the master. The guy's a mastermind. The guy is not silly. No, he's up there with Mourinho and also Guardiola. And they have some momentum from like up front with like the striker Benzema. So I want to say Madrid 2-1, 3-1.
Okay.
And you're right. Whoever wins this, I can't say who, like if Man City wins, it's going to win the whole thing. But if Madrid wins this, I think there's a good momentum to go further and win the championship. Right, Jaime?
Yes, and I don't know. I don't know why this year I see a lot like Bayern Munich. I mean, nobody's talking about Bayern Munich, but they don't have any pressure at all. They are already they are gonna go through for sure against Chelsea because they have a rent of 3-0. And I definitely feel like they have such a good squad, like with young players and very quick players, that they can destroy everybody.
For sure, they got the perfect mix. They got young players, and they also have the experienced players.
The experience, yeah.
Team, so it's a solid team.
Nobody's talking about Bayern, but I feel Bayern, for me, in my opinion, is gonna be between Man City, Bayern, and PSG. Between those three, they're gonna win this Champions League.
Yeah, it's definitely outside of the bracket. I believe if they go through, they're gonna win because they've been playing so solid. What's against them right now is the aggregate and that it's a second leg. But in a game 90 minutes, if it were a knockout, like the next round's going to be, I believe Madrid is the favorite to win, even against Bayern Munich. But it's going to be a tough road because if they go through City, then they're going to have to play either Juventus or Lyon, and then they're going to have to play either Bayern or Napoli or Barcelona. So it's a tough road to the final.
Yeah, and this match will be played at the Etihad Stadium. Of course, no fans. It's become more of like a neutral site, to be honest. It's not
definitely.
It's not like there's no. I mean, I don't think there's home field advantage unless the weather or if you're playing in high altitude.
That's the big hope, and if you want to go farther, the weather is more beneficial for Madrid because Premier League teams they are not so used to play with the heat
Warm weather. Yeah.
When it comes to heat, they go in like another place.
So when they go to Portugal, it's going to be humid.
Nah, but I feel at that time of the day, which is like 7 p.m. or 8 p.m., the weather is not gonna make a difference. Let's see, the strikers will make a difference.
Benzema. Barcelona versus Napoli. Fern, what are your thoughts?
I mean, Barcelona is not the Barcelona we all know right now, but still, it's a great team. You have really great players in it, and plus you have whom for me right now is the best player this season, Lionel Messi. His numbers are just insane: 21 assists, 25 goals. You can't just make that up. I mean, he's doing great. And Napoli just lost Lorenzo Insigne to an injury, so that's bad for them. That's one of their best players. Um, it's for me. It's gonna be decided that day. I can put a number to it, but I mean, you got Lionel Messi on one side, so if I have to say someone's gonna make it through it, it might be Barcelona.
Jaime, do you agree?
Yeah, I agree. Barcelona, for sure. I feel like I feel like in this case, like you say, for example, the stadium is kind of neutral because they don't have, but that stadium is very beneficial for Barcelona because it's huge.
I've been there. It's huge. Yeah.
Huge, and they know how to play there. They play so many games together, and I feel like they have they have this chance to make a good season. And because if in the next round, if you go into Lisbon and you play against Bayern and they beat you, it's okay. It's Bayern Munich. But against Napoli, oof, if they beat you, you're gonna look really bad. And not only bad, like terrible things are gonna happen with players that people think like, oh, they are top players, like Suarez, Piqué, Busquets. Those people, they are right now kind of like in the edge. Either they make a really good game and they go through, but if for whatever chance Napoli win that game, trust me, you're gonna see heads up.
And we're seeing a Luis Suarez in this match, right?
Yeah, they have Luis Suarez. I definitely think Barcelona will win like easy, like 2 or 3-0, but you can never say easy against Italian teams because they can play like the Catenaccio, very famous Italian defense, and you don't score. Trust me, when they play like that, you don't score.
Give us a score, Fern.
I think this one might go away to the penalties. I think this one might go away to the penalties. I hope. If Napoli wants to win, they got to score early, and they got to be fast. They're a very fast team, so they got to be fast. They got to be on point, and they got to score really early to make the Barcelona team go all forward. Because if not, as Jaime was saying, if they get control of that ball and they spread out that field, it's really impossible to get the ball back, and it really hurts the other team.
This match will be played this Saturday at 3 p.m. at Camp Nou. So looking forward to it. Wow, great weekend of soccer. Gosh, so much going on. Okay, Munich and Chelsea. I know Jaime talked about it, but will this be a blowout, or you think if Pulisic was healthy, things will be different?
In my opinion, no. It's not a Pulisic thing, or it's not a Chelsea in a good moment. It's more about when you have a 3-0 and you have a team like Bayern, which, they mentally, Germans are very, very, very hard headers. So I feel they know Chelsea is going to try, obviously. So I don't think it's even going to be a chance for Chelsea. I think Bayern is going to try to scare the next opponent by scoring a lot of goals.
The mental match. Fern, what are your thoughts about this matchup?
I think Chelsea has nothing to lose, of course. I mean, they're down 3-0 right now. So they're probably going to go all out. They're not going to play defense. They're not going to stay back and wait for Bayern. They're definitely going to go all out, and that's going to be on Bayern's best interest, actually. They can manage the game. They can manage the times. And they got a lethal Robert Lewandowski up front. Once he's up there, 3/4 of the field, he's very dangerous. And as well as all of the team, basically. So this one's definitely up for Bayern. It's going to be not as easy as everyone expects. Maybe Chelsea can scare them a little bit, but at the end of the day, it's going to be either 2-1 or 3-1 for Bayern Munich.
I mean, if Pulisic was healthy, I think they might have a chance. I'm not saying like they will win it, but they might have a chance. I'm not sure if any one of you guys saw like the FA Cup final this past weekend.
Yeah, of course.
What were your thoughts?
It was a shame because Pulisic was playing great. Right. He was making a lot of damage up there through that left wing. Some great combinations with Mason Mount and with Oliver Giroud, of course, with that goal. But and when he went out, you could see like the team stopped attacking a little bit, even though Pedro was making some nice runs as well. But it was just different. And at the end of the day, I believe the merit goes to Aubameyang with that great goal he scored.
Which Jaime wants him to go to Real Madrid.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I believe every team in the world wants him, but the one that's been sounding more and more is Barcelona.
Yeah, actually, it's funny because his grandma is from a local town very, very close to Madrid. And like I remember when he was in Borussia Dortmund, they were every single summer they were talking about this guy because he was spending the summer in Spain. So everybody was like, "Hey, he's gonna sign for Real Madrid," but he was because his grandma lives there.
That makes sense. But he could go to Barcelona, right, Fern? I mean, have you been hearing like rumors about that?
Yeah, those are the rumors that he was one of the guys that were interested. Barcelona was interested in, but again, they're also interested in Lautaro Martinez. So it's going to be hard to know what's going to happen at the end.
Barcelona is looking for players. Interesting. Okay. Single elimination matches, Atalanta versus PSG. Jaime, what do you think is going to happen?
That's probably going to be, and I'm going to throw something there, but that's going to be really going to be the most beautiful game of this Champions League.
Interesting.
Why? Because we come from seeing an Atalanta that has no even fear of any team. And I love that. When you play soccer, you need to play like that. Like no fear. Let's play with our arms and let's see what we can do. And I remember when they were gonna play against Valencia, I was watching a Spanish show and they were saying that already about Atalanta. Like, be careful. This team, they score a lot of goals. They are not gonna be scared to play against Valencia. And it was true. They make so many goals against Valencia that I was astonished. So it was Antonis, and now I'm like, you know what? Whoever play against them, they need to be at least respecting a lot because they come from doing an amazing Champions League. And we kind of saw this last year with Ajax Amsterdam. Nobody was expecting that Ajax was going to beat Real Madrid and Juventus. So I feel PSG with no Mbappe, be careful.
Fern, what are your thoughts about Atalanta versus PSG?
Well, I believe Atalanta is a very solid team and it can be that surprise, like Jaime was saying. So it's going to be a hard team for PSG. But at the end of the day, PSG has got some other great personalities in their team. You got Neymar, you got Di Maria, you got now Icardi, which is scoring some goals. And the defense is very good. The midfield is very good. So, let's not also forget to mention Keylor Navas with his great penalty stop last week. Yeah. So it's a very solid team. I do believe Paris will go through. A very hard game. One of the most entertaining games, like Jaime was saying. But I'm going to go for Paris on this one.
Jaime, who's your favorite player from PSG?
Well, definitely, I mean, either Mbappe or Neymar. I love both. But if I got to pick one, I mean, the magic that Neymar has, and he's back. I mean, he's definitely, I've seen him doing some, dribbles and some, he got the skills to be number one in the world, definitely. It's just like he's been, with injuries and.
There's another important fact that was a rumor that Joseph Ilicic was a little bit depressed and might not be playing due to some personal issues.
Really?
But yeah.
Who?
Ilicic, Atalanta
Oh,
striker.
Atalanta
Yeah.
striker. Yeah.
Apparently, his wife cheated on him, something like that.
Oh my.
Wow,
Those are just rumors. You never know.
that
So
sucks.
I do believe he's gonna play. I mean, he's been scoring so many goals too.
I
There's a
mean, yeah,
couple.
probably PSG is gonna win, but again, I feel it's gonna be a beautiful game.
Me
Definitely, we
too.
got a lot of goals in that game.
Which a couple, like a few of Spanish players play there. One that I recognize, Ender Herrera,
Yeah, Herrera, Bernat, I think there.
Jesse.
Oh, Sarabia.
Pablo Sarabia, yeah, he's good.
Yeah,
He did some great season.
yeah.
This
The
is
second
Pablo Sarabia for
goalkeeper
sure.
is also from Spain. Yeah, I feel like PSG has as Fernando says, so many players that can cover a player like Mbappe. You know, like if Real Madrid has that problem right now, let's say Benzema got injured, we will be super scared because we don't have nobody as a striker
wow.
to cover that. But PSG, like your best player cannot play that game. Oh, no worries. Still have Icardi, Neymar, and Di Maria on top. So it's crazy.
Anyway, let's go to the next match. RB Leipzig versus Atletico Madrid. Let's stay with Jaime. That one. He's anti-Atletico. What's gonna happen there?
He has to.
Well, I feel after beating Liverpool, Atletico is definitely one of the big opponents to win this Champions League. They've been fighting so many years to just rise this title, and Simeone probably he's not gonna retire without one Champions League. Now I told you this in other podcasts. I feel that if you play a single game, Atletico Madrid is the best team in the world for me, because a single game, one game, he knows how to win one game and in 90 minutes. But let's see. I mean, the thing about the other team is that nobody really knows about them. We know the coach is really good also, but they lost Timo Werner. I don't know. I feel like they have another Spanish player. He's really good, Dani Olmo. But I feel Atletico is going to win that game. But again, we're talking the same with Real Madrid. Atletico is not a team that is going to win 4-0. If they beat you, they're going to beat you 1-0 or 2-1. So you never know. It might be a chance for Leipzig, but I definitely think Atletico is going to go through.
Fernando, what do you think about Atletico and El Cholo Simeone?
I think that's a team that's going to go through, despite Leipzig's great season in the Champions League. They did lose their best scorer, so that's going to be tough on them. They have a really good defense. You know, they have Angelino, Upamecano. They have a really great midfield as well with Dani Olmo, and I think Emil Forsberg is one of the other good guys, young guys that are playing really good. But you're playing against Atletico de Madrid, and as you saw, I mean, Liverpool suffered. They play with a lot of intensity, and Cholo is going to go and get that game from the start. They pressure up top, and they all go back to the defense. So they're a really tough team to play, and they're going to give it all out on those 90 minutes. I do believe that those are one of the favorite contenders for this Champions League.
And there you have it. That was our preview for the Champions League this weekend. All matches are on TDUN, Galavisión, or CBS All Access. You get a month off trial. If not, you got to pay $5 a month. Turner has dropped the Champions League, but you're able to see for free on TDUN if you don't mind watching in Spanish. Should be very exciting. The matches begin this Friday. Question from the chat: who will be the future coach of excuse me, hold on. Barcelona.
I believe right now, if things remain the way they are, Quique Setién will remain in charge of Barcelona. He's not done a bad job, and if he manages to bring down the Champions League, that's going to be a different result. I mean, they still finished second, and one of the tightest leagues played. So I do believe Quique Setién might be staying there.
Jaime?
Well, I heard rumors, and we all saw those images, those videos that the second coach of Barcelona, Sarabia, like apparently Messi and Suarez, they cannot even see this guy. Like when he talks, they turn around. So I feel like Setien, even if he goes through, I don't feel Barcelona is gonna win this Champions League. So I feel Setien is not. But as Fernando say, I mean, like the way that Setien play or their teams play is completely Barcelona style. So who knows? I mean, I feel also that if he wins the Champions League, nobody's gonna kick his butt out, But I feel Ronald Koeman, he could be the next coach for Barcelona, or also I heard rumors with Xavi, and I heard rumors also with who's this guy?
Guardiola.
Say again?
Yeah, Guardiola was sounding also, but he said he was going to be staying with City for 1 year, and if he stays with that project, he's going to be there. Xavi, I believe it's too early for him to go. Ronald Koeman might be one of the candidates, but I do believe as of now, I mean, it's not bad for let them keep Quique Setien and continue a process that they started this year.
There you have it. We'll talk about Barcelona in a couple of months. We'll see how they do in the Champions League. Take it one step at a time. Jaime, thoughts about Ferran Torres going from Valencia to Man City?
Well, he's young. We cannot say he's definitely gonna be a superstar because he's young. I mean, we as same as Pulisic, we have some very nice thoughts that if he moved from Borussia to a bigger team like Chelsea, he was gonna do amazing, and we were right. He was amazing, and he did a great season. So I feel Ferran is gonna be the same. If he has the minutes that Pulisic had with Chelsea in Man City, he's definitely gonna show that he has the talent to be like top. But
he's no star yet.
But the other day when I saw the strikers and the midfields of Man City, man, I don't even know how this kid is gonna play. Like I don't see him play, because I see so much talent on top that he can play some minutes and he will play, but I don't know. It's gonna be a transition of I would say at least 2 years until we see this guy playing in the 11 star.
Fernando, what do you think about?
I think Ferran Torres is making a great move, not just because of the team he's going to, but having Pep Guardiola as a manager is going to be so much influential in his game style and his play and in his future that it's a great move. You can see Pep Guardiola already putting in people like Phil Foden, which has done some great plays. Phil Foden. So I do believe it's a great move. He will have some minutes, and it's up to him at the end to prove himself and be part of the starting 11.
Something to definitely look at. He just got signed, young player, just like what Jaime said. He could be a Pulisic, and we'll see what happens. Let's go into predictions. More Europa League tomorrow. Leverkusen versus Rangers. Fern, who do you got?
I think I would say
it's 3-1.
3-1 for Leverkusen.
Yeah.
Despite, I believe, the Rangers have the top scorer right now, Alfredo Morelos, for the Champions League, for the UEFA Europa League. He scored 14 goals, but going against the 3-1, it's going to be really hard for the Rangers. So I'm going to give it up for Leverkusen again. They got great players.
Jaime, who do you got between the Germans and the Scottish?
I feel Morelos is going to make the difference tomorrow, and I feel Rangers is going to go through,
Jaime, stick with you. Sevilla versus Roma, the second Spanish team left. Who do you got?
Well, Sevilla for sure. Like, I totally feel like Sevilla are made it for this competition, and the way that they finished La Liga, it was incredible. They have so much talent in general in the team, and right now they have a solid 11 team that Lopetegui knows who's gonna play and how he can expect from each player, and he's been doing substitutions, very smart substitutions. So I totally feel Sevilla are gonna pass.
Fern?
Yeah, I mean, Sevilla is a great team, and they're always doing great. Plus, they're the five-time champions of the UEFA Europa League, so it's the most, and that also means something. They do enjoy this competition. They go all for it. They have great players. I mean, experienced players and also young players. So that's going to be great for them. Lucas Ocampos is doing great this season. They got also Suso that came from Italy, and it's going to be
Yeah.
interesting. And
Yeah.
Roma, they struggled a bit. They have good players, really good young players as well. But for this one, I'm going to go with Sevilla.
Sevilla will win, and the game is tomorrow at 12:55 p.m. Most of the Europa Leagues at 12:55, and you're right. Sevilla is definitely Europa League expert. Like Arsenal is an expert towards like the FA Cup. You know,
That is correct.
they win it 14 times. I think it's the 15th.
14th with this one.
Yeah, which I lost count. Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Olympiacos. Jaime.
I think, I think they are gonna go through the English team. I mean, it's obviously they are prepared. They just finished the Premier League and they were playing like crazy till the last game. So I feel the team is mentally prepared for winning this. And yeah, I feel like Raul is living his moment right now. He's top. He knows the base also on these 3 or 4 games that he has left in the Europa League. He can make a big move in his career. We are talking about if he ended up top scorer in the Europa League or Wolverhampton make it to the semifinals or to the final, I feel Juventus, Manchester, and even Real Madrid, they are going to call to that door to ask about that player.
Fernando, Wolves, Olympiacos.
Wolves 100%. I mean, you got
No brainer.
Raul Jimenez on fire, and you got Adama Torre, which is also a beast. That's the best team for me. It's Wolves are gonna go through. And also, they need this. I mean, after the season they had and fighting till the end, they're gonna need this, and they're gonna go at least to the next round.
Frankfurt versus Basel. Jaime.
You go, Fernando. Go.
Yeah. So the aggregate here is a 3-0 in favor of Basel.
Yeah.
I don't see that Frankfurt's going to turn that around. It's going to be really hard for them. So I believe Basel's going to go through.
Jaime.
Yeah, I really think in this game. No, I'm just kidding. I was gonna say that. Nah, of course, they're gonna go through. I mean, it's gonna be a kind of an easy game.
And Basel is pretty much the best team in Switzerland, right? Typically.
Yeah,
they're always there. They're always on top.
It's
like
31.
Sevilla, they're always there at the Europa League tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Poll question of the day is National Underwear Day. Boxers or briefs? Who wants to go first?
Boxers, 100%.
Fernando? I mean, Jaime?
Boxers.
Boxers is losing to briefs 80% to 20%.
Oh,
so we're picking
that makes sense.
Over boxers. Quite interesting. Anyways, you can vote on the Sportscast poll. Jaime, what is the best way to reach you online to talk to you about Madrid success?
Well, I have the Twitter. I'm actually working in my future own podcast, so I will let you know, guys.
Yeah, it's coming soon.
Right.
It's coming soon. And yeah, for now, just on Twitter, Solo Vives Football. And yeah, anytime, guys.
Fernando, what is the best way to reach you to talk to you about your podcast? And what do you do?
you can find the podcast on Instagram at Soccer After Hours or on Twitter at Soccer After Hour. And my handle in Twitter is you can see maybe right here. It's at FERU245 for Twitter. So that's the best way so that we can celebrate. Hopefully Madrid proving me wrong and winning to the next round.
And of course, you can see all the contact information right below. And of course, that beautiful Real Madrid crest is also great. And of course, on our Twitter is the Sportscast1 or on our website, thesportscast.net. Guys, give us a conclusion, your final thoughts for this weekend. Let's go, Jaime.
Well, the weekend is gonna be amazing. Don't hesitate to turn on the
awesome, man. This is like the World Cup feeling, doesn't it? It has.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that was sort of the idea with all of these tournaments.
And the best
Small
part is
World Cup.
gonna be a one game, like sudden death. I mean, it's literally gonna be a sudden death.
Which Atletico is pretty good at, apparently.
Yeah, definitely. I believe it's going to be a great weekend, a very fun weekend of back-to-back great games. You can't ask for more, so you definitely got to sit down this weekend on your TV and watch some games.
Watch out for Benzema. I'm telling you guys, he's going to score.
Oh, for sure.
I hope so.
He has to. He's the only striker in Real Madrid.
Now, I have a question to finish.
Go ahead. Yeah.
What we gonna do next season? Because I heard that Jovic is leaving literally today. They are gonna sign him for Monaco.
Wow.
So what we gonna do next season without a second striker? Who do you think Real Madrid is gonna sign, or do you think they are gonna play with Mariano?
No, they're definitely not going to play with Mariano. I think Benzema will still be the referent up front. And if the Jovic sale does go through, it's because they're probably thinking on selling several players to bring down, the biggest transfer target in the market right now, Kylian Mbappe. So that might be the answer.
Good point.
You need to have a second striker. You cannot play. Let's say Benzema in his 5th game in La Liga, he get injured. Are you gonna play with Mariano the entire season?
I guess so. I mean, you got to remember that one time when they brought I forgot his name, Adebayor. I mean, we had to play with Adebayor for.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Or Chicharito. Chicharito, I remember.
What's up with that signing, Jaime? Why'd you guys sign that guy?
Oh, it was amazing. We thanks to Chicharito, we beat Atletico and we made it to the semifinals of Champions League, I think, that year.
Yeah, but that was Cristiano's goal. He made it all the way through. It was
true. That was all him.
Come on. And my question for you, Santiago, who's your favorite to win the Champions League?
I'm going to say Real Madrid.
Remember this day.
No,
Madrid?
Madrid's going to win. I'm not saying because you guys are here. I'm not being shy. I'm saying there is momentum. I think Zidane, something about him. I just had like a vibe.
But you're going to specify Real Madrid or Atletico de Madrid?
No, Real Madrid.
Okay.
I think he'll beat Simeone. I think Madrid has something going on. Zidane has that winning capacity, and of course Jaime thinks so too. So
I hope you're right. I hope you guys are right.
If you guys have doubts, I don't know why.
What about you? Who do you think is gonna win the Champions League, Fernando?
I think it's gonna be tough, but I believe. Actually, we did this bracket. I'm gonna send you guys the link, so if you guys want to participate and have the opportunity to win the Champions League jersey champion.
Sure.
So I had in my predictions that Juventus is going to make it to the final with Atletico de Madrid, and that Juventus will take the championship.
Yeah, probably.
Juventus.
Yeah,
wow.
It's a risky bracket, but that's what I'm feeling right now.
Ronaldo is Mr. Champions League, right, Jaime?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what? At the beginning of the season, and I promise you, I can show you an email. I wrote. I do a bet also with my best friends in Spain, and I say it was gonna be this year PSG or Man City the winners, and I'm close.
Yeah, it can happen. Anyways, guys, we gotta wrap up. Great talking to you. Great show, and we'll see what happens this weekend.
Thank you, Santiago.
Thank you for having us.